Hi, my name is Nikhil and welcome to my YouTube channel. While speaking to my friends, one thing that I've noticed is that a lot of people in their 20s, they feel that personal finance and investing is something very hard and scary. But I believe that if you understand the concepts, it's not that hard and you don't have to be particularly qualified or have a background to understand these concepts. I believe that anybody who's past 11th standard, 12th standard, or is still in college can understand these concepts very easily. And once you understand these concepts, that's when you'll have the confidence to do more with your money. So, over the past couple of weeks, I've been taking sessions on Zoom for my friends, family, and my Twitter followers, and the feedback has been overwhelming. A lot of these people suggested that I put up these videos on YouTube so that it could reach a wider audience. So through this video series, I'll be posting snippets of the session that I took on Zoom that covers some of the basics of personal finance and investing. If you find this video useful, please let me know in the comment section. And if the response is good, I will definitely upload more videos. And if you like how I explain concepts, please do subscribe to my channel because I will keep posting videos in which I explore and explain different concepts. Thank you. Let's dive right into today's video and learn more about stock indices, the Sensex and the Nifty. The next question that I'll answer is, what is the Sensex or the Nifty? Like in the news, you'll often hear that today the Nifty is up 5%, today the Sensex is up 10%. So what exactly do you mean by the Sensex or the Nifty? So I'll just explain what that is again with an example. So the Sensex and the Nifty are both stock indices. They are an index. An index is nothing but a value. And that value will tell you how the stock market as a whole is performing. Now, the stock market is nothing but a place where shares or stock is bought and sold. It is a number that tells you how the stock market as a whole is doing. So to build on this concept, I'll make a stock index of my own. Let's call it Nikhil's ABC index. And Nikhil's ABC index is made up of three companies. So my index will consider the share prices of three companies, A, B, and C. So company A has 100 shares issued, 100 shares are in the market. On January 1st, when we are starting our calculation, the share price is 200 rupees. So if there are 100 shares and each of those shares is worth 200 rupees, we can say that the valuation of that company or the value of that company as a whole is 100 into 200, 20,000 rupees. Now, this valuation is also called market capitalization. It is just a term, it means valuation. And since this is the point at which we are starting our index, I'm going to call it base market cap. Similarly, company B has 200 shares. Each of those shares is priced at 150 rupees. So total valuation, 30,000 rupees. Company C has 50 shares. Each is at 100 rupees. Total valuation, 5,000 rupees. Now what I'll do is I will add the valuation of all these three companies. So 20,000 plus 30,000 plus 5,000. So that is by base market cap. And because 55,000 is a weird number, I will say 55,000, we will take it as 1,000 rupees. So I will divide 55,000 by 55 to get 1,000 as my base value of my index. Stay with me for this example. It will get clearer as we go on. Now, the next day on January 2nd, based on how people are buying or selling the shares, the price might go up or the price might go down. Now, when will a price go up? When the demand for a share goes up, the price will go up. So if more and more people want to buy something, the price tends to go up. This happens in the market as a whole. For instance, last year during the pandemic, a lot of medicines like remdesivir, it was not available in the market. So people were willing to pay more and more to buy that. So if the normal price was 10,000, it was being sold as 50,000 because the demand increased. Same thing happens for shares. If more and more people want to buy it, it drives the price higher and higher. So on January 2nd, based on how many people want to buy or sell the shares of these companies A, B, and C, the price either went up or the price went down. So company A's share price fell by 10 rupees from 200, it became 190. So because of that, the valuation became 100 into 190, 19,000. Company B's share price increased from 150, it became 170. Because of that, the valuation also increased. Company C also, the price increased, valuation increased. Now I will again calculate my market cap. And now the new market cap on January 2nd was 58,250. Now, earlier I made 55,000 equivalent to 1,000. So similarly, this 58,250, I will convert it into that same scale. So when I do that, the value is 1,059. So this was an index that we made on January 1st. It was 1,000 rupees. On January 2nd, based on these calculations, it became 1,059. So if you had to write a newspaper headline, you could say Nikhil's ABC index was driven up 59 points, and it was driven by a rally in company B. So what that means is, when an index value goes up, it does not mean that all the shares that make up that index went up in value. So if you see this example here, company A's share price actually fell from 200, it became 190. But even then, the index as a whole went up. So rule of thumb, if an index value goes up, it does not mean all the shares that make up that index go up. Now we'll come back to the Sensex and the Nifty. So the Sensex is a list of India's top 30 stocks by valuation. So you take the 30 largest companies of India, you make a similar index. You consider how their price is changing on a daily basis. You calculate an index value. That is the Sensex. Nifty is another index. It considers the value of India's top 50 stocks. So Nifty stands for NSE 50. So if you take those 50 stocks, you see how their prices are changing on a daily basis. That will give you the Nifty value. Again, just to make things a bit clearer, I'll go back to our newspaper clipping. So earlier, this article here says Sensex slips 132 points. So the Sensex's index value fell by 132 points. And Nestle, SBI, HDFC, Axis were the top losers. So these companies' share prices fell. And because these companies' share prices fell, that drove the value of the Sensex down. So does this make sense? If every person came out with their own index, if Nikhil came out with his ABC index, some other person came out with XYZ index, it would not make sense, because then you'd have to go and research what this index actually referred to. But these are two standard indexes that everybody considers. So which is why these two values are always reported in the news or in the newspapers, because you look at that index and you know how the stock market as a whole is performing. Because in the Sensex, you're considering the top 30 companies. In the Nifty, you're considering the top 50 companies.
So, Nikhil, I have one question.
Yeah.
So, what does this Nifty and Sensex value tell us? So, if it is down by a couple of points, does that tell us that we should buy more stocks or should not buy?
So, what it tells you is that how the prices of the top 30 companies or the top 50 companies taken as a whole has performed. Now, whether to buy or sell, it depends on where you are. If you have money in your hand and you are waiting to buy, it is always best to buy when the price is low. So you will wait for the Nifty or index to come down to buy those stocks. But whereas if you had bought it at a certain price, you're looking to sell. You should not sell when the price comes down. You would want to sell when the price goes up. And even when you decide whether to sell or not when the price is going up, the question always on your mind is, if I sell it today, will the price again go up tomorrow? In that case, you would regret selling it today, because the price, you would have fetched a higher price the next day. So whether or not to buy or sell is actually based on where you stand, what you feel is the risk that you should take. So that is not something that can be easily answered. Think of this as like a thermometer. Thermometer gives you one value. If it is high or low, it means something is wrong with your body. So similarly, you take the index value. If it is going, it keeps going up, it means the stock market is doing well. If it keeps going down, the stock market is doing bad. It is just an indicator. You can't make decisions based on that alone.
One question.
Yeah.
From Nifty and Sensex, another index that we come across on daily basis is Nifty Bank. What is it?
So Nifty Bank considers banking stocks. Then there are a lot of indexes, but these are the main ones. There are other indexes. For example, you have the Nifty Next 50. The Nifty Next 50 considers the next 50 companies. So if the Nifty is the top 50, Nifty Next 50 considers 51 to 100. So there are other indexes, but these are the most followed. Because in general, if the top 30 or the top 50 companies in our economy are performing well or performing badly, that largely has an impact on other companies as well. So if I don't know, if Tata Motors is not doing well, they will not buy spare parts or they will not buy equipment to build their factories, and accordingly this will have a like cascading effect on other businesses. So which is why looking at the top 30 or 50 companies is a good enough indicator for the stock market as a whole.
Okay. Hi, Nikhil. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So see, the Sensex takes 30 companies and Nifty takes 50 companies. So like, why is the Sensex value higher than Nifty? Like always?
So because the base index value that they've taken is different. Maybe they started out as a different point. Maybe they divided their value to get a certain index value, because you set a certain date as your starting value. So I took January 1st, 2021. So that will always be my starting value. So every subsequent rise or fall will be based on that base. So they have different bases. They have different mechanisms of computing it. That's why the actual numbers might be different.
Okay. Yeah.
So with that, we come to the end of the video on stock indices, the Nifty and the Sensex, and how it is an indicator of how the broader stock market is performing. If you found this video useful, please subscribe to my channel and stay tuned for more videos. Thank you.